So here, what we're going to be examining, the market maker's intentions for each push and pullback, and we're also going to be examining the techniques they use to fulfill those intentions. Okay, why? Well, they've hired some pretty bright guys to try and figure you out. They know what makes you click a button. They know how you're wired. They know everything about you on a psychological basis to make you do what they want you to do. Here, we're going to try and turn the tables on them. We're going to look inside their heads somewhat, see what they're doing to you. Okay? So, when they start push one, the moment they start it, they have enough contracts from the retail traders that they've induced to go the wrong way. They have enough contracts in the book where they can start making some money by reversing the direction. Okay, so what are they going to do? They're going to run the stops of the weaker traders and trap the stronger traders without showing that the trend's changed. So how are they going to do it? They go as far as a trend line drawn with the extremes of push 1 pullback and the push 2 pullback. It looks like this. You get your 1, 2, 3. You take the pullback of push 1, the pullback of push 2, draw a trend line across that. The push 1 reversal should be contained by that trend line. The reason is, if it goes past that, they've shown the trend traders the trend is over. They don't want to do that. Not yet. Okay, what I'm showing you on these things, I'm only showing in one direction. It works in both directions. Hopefully you can flip it in your mind. I'm sure you can. All right, now then going on, the extreme move should be of push 1 should be contained by the flattest trend line drawn from the previous peak. Let me show you what that means, because it doesn't always work out like this. Sometimes you have one down here, an extreme push on 2, and 3 comes down there. Or you've got the 1 down, a 2 down comes back, and you get the trend line in there. The push 1 will be contained by this extreme trend line. Now, in the event that you have a situation like this, if it comes up to this trend line right in here, yeah, it can do that. But if it does that, it's going to be an aggressive push 1. Most pushes, the push 1s, will be contained either by a band like this or the extreme of push 2 pullback. It doesn't violate, it usually doesn't violate both the trend line and the extreme of the push 2 pullback. Okay, so if one doesn't work, like in the trend line, the extreme of the push 2 pullback should contain the push 1. Unless it's the aggressive one, then it can go all the way up to there. Okay. Now then, if you can't draw a reasonable trend line, then push 1 will not induce breakout traders. That means like you just got a mess over here, a flat mess. Through A's, it's just been chop, 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 chop. They break down, they come up, they won't break they won't induce breakout traders long. Or if it flips over the other way, they won't break them, induce them short. With the push 1 pullback, what they're trying to do is they're trying to induce more traders to go the wrong way. They're inducing more traders to go the wrong way. And how they're going to do it? They're going to bounce off a trend line with speed. Remember, the push 1 would run up to that trend line and then reverse. They want to come off that trend line quickly because they want to show the trend traders that the trend is still going down, or if it's going long, they're still going long. They want to show that the major trend is still continuing. That's an inducement to someone else, to the larger traders with the bigger stops, to go with the flow as they see it. Okay, they'll also induce breakout traders to go the wrong way. It's like if you have 1, 2, 3 going up on push 1, or even 1, 2, you're going to be inducing more breakout traders to go the wrong way. They're going to be inducing people short, either through the trend or through the breakouts. Of course, they can't go below the 3. That would negate the whole count. So how do you identify the pullback or the end of push 1 pullback? Well, if it's just one move, like this, it's going to come back very close to the extreme. That's what they do. They don't just come down and go up. They give you a good jerk back. If the push two pullback has two, I'm sorry, if the push one pullback has two moves in it, it's going to go back at least 50%. You know, they don't always have three. They can have one or they can have two, but if you have two moves in it, it's coming back 50%. And if it has three moves in it, look for it to come back 61.8%. Okay, this is an excellent place for a reversal or the extreme of the push one pullback. Okay, now then you should also watch for it to bounce off a reversal trader's point of entry. And you can look at the higher time frame, not just the 5-minute. You can also look at the 15-minute. What we're talking about here, as you recall, is that you've got reversal traders that keep, as the price goes down, they keep having a stop buy right above this thing, right above that one. As the price goes down, they move the stop buy right below it. I'm sorry, right above it. It comes down here. They have their stop buy right there, and then they're finally triggered. The pullback is going to come back and stop hunt these guys' stop losses at break even. And then if a trend line is broken, watch for the price to retrace to that trend line and bounce off of it. You remember how we were talking about how the trend line between push 1 and 2 can be broken? Whether the price comes all the way up to this extreme trend line or is just contained by the push 2 pullback. Watch for the price to come back and bounce off the back side of this trend line. With push 2, their intent is pure and simple. They want to collect on as many contracts as they have. They also want you to think that the movement is over, and they want to get you to reverse back towards the extreme without waiting for push 3. And they also don't want to allow any breakout traders who have the direction right to profit. As they're going up or down, they're going to be breakout traders are going to be jumping onto the bandwagon and say, "Oh yeah, it's going," and they're going to hop in. They don't want these breakout traders to make any money. Not the ones who broke out with push 1 or any other parts of push 2 going up. They don't want them to make money. All right. So how are they going to accomplish this? Well, they're going to use speed to run the stops. There's no question about that. You know, you've got 3 pushes coming down. Where the stops are in here, we don't know. But where the greatest stops are, they're going to be running them. And as they're running them, they're going to be incurring or inducing breakout traders to go with them. Okay, they don't like that. Okay, so what are they going to do to make the people think the top is in? They should be coming back down. They're going to show a double or triple top, an M or a W. Okay, like in here, they're going to bring it up and show you a double top with your push 2. They can show you a triple top. There's one over here, something like this. A double or triple top is what they're going to show you. Okay, or you're just going to see simply 3 pushes. Like from here, you're going to see 1, 2, 3. You're going to ignore this one. That's wrong. It's what you're going to see, but this is what is. This is what the retail trader is going to see. You're going to see this, right? You won't be fooled by this. Okay. There'll also be an obvious target for the new breakout traders. They're not going to hit it. Why do they want to hit the target for all these breakout traders? It means just the breakout traders make the money. They don't want that. They want it. They're not going to hit the target. Okay, so they've induced breakout traders. They got a target up here. They're not going to hit it. The target, it could be the high, low of Asia. It could be 00 or 50 line. It could be a higher time EMA. I mean, zone flip a trap to the left. What you have to be careful of here is that all because you might see a target right in here that looks good to you, the market makers could have their target up here. And they'll just look at their books and they'll say, am I going to get a lot more people on board the wrong way or going the right way by going above this target? Then I'm going to be losing the ones who take the profit. If they are, they're going to go above it and come back down to try and grab these people here so they don't get it, they don't hop on board for when they run to the full target. So picking the target is something you have to be careful of if you're looking to do a reversal here. It's something you shouldn't do right away. You need a lot more experience. Okay, then you should also be able to put an accurate clip on the P2 movement itself. Like when you get a 1 up here, between your 1, 2, 3 and your push 2, you should be able to run a nice clip up in there, a nice accurate clip. The push 2 pullback is the most complex movement that they're going to have to do. Because essentially what they have to do is they have to stop out the traders they just induced the right way. They have to stop out the traders who originally got it the right way. And then they have to induce traders to go the wrong way again. And they're limited because they can't go down below the extreme of low of the day or the high of the day. So how do they do it? They use speed, pure and simple. One part of that movement coming down, the push 2 movement coming down, is going to have a lot of speed in it. You can see 1, 2, or 3 pushes. They don't have to put in 3 pushes. They can put in just 1. Boom. It's right there. Or they can use 2. Boom, boom. Okay? And they're going to create a trend line going the wrong way. Because these first 2 take out the traders who got it the right way. You could also be inducing some breakout traders to go short, to go the wrong way. Okay? And then to go after the bigger time trend traders, they're going to create a trend line going the wrong way. Okay? So I'm going to show you how to try and find the end of it, because there can be a lot of conniptions they do in here, or very few. Okay, we're just going to look to see if we can spot the end of the push 2 pullback. For that, we'll start off with a simple thing, and we're going to look for a zone flip. Like you've got a classic move in here. You've got to push 1 up, got to push 2 up, push 2, pullback, comes back, and stop hunts the breakout traders. There are stop losses. You can also be done at the at a target. You can get a zone flip at a blue tracer, a high, low, or middle of Asia. You can also get it at the day open. But this is a solid point that you're looking for. That's where you get a zone flip. Another thing you can look for is a bounce off the higher time water with the TDI at 50. You call it the 50-50 bounce. The water can be coming down like this, where they bounce off of it. Or it could be already going up and they're just bouncing out, came back to it, and they're going to continue up. On this pullback, we want to look for a 61.8% retracement of push 2. Like push 2 starts at the extreme pullback of push 1 and runs up to its extreme. That distance in there, we're looking for a 61.8% pullback. Wherever it comes to, that's one of the points that we're looking for. Okay, or you can be looking for a 50% retracement of push 1 and 2. We've got the extreme low of the day. You've got it right here to the extreme of push 2. That distance, you look for a 50% pullback of it. They'll either stay short of the push 1 trend line or they'll take it out. I'll show you what I mean on that. You get the extreme of low, push 1, pullback. You've got the trend line we're just drawing along from the extreme to the push 1 pullback. Draw the trend line in there. They're either going to take it out or they're going to stay short. The reason they do that is because they don't want to give a third point for the trend traders to go long. Okay, because the trend traders like 1, 2, 3 points. They're not going to give. They either want to make them put in a much bigger stop by running below it, or they're not going to allow them to even get in. Okay, so on this trend line, they're either going to go below or stay above. Very rarely will they bounce off of it. And you also look for a bounce off the trend line they just broke. Remember this trend line right in here? They broke that trend line. Quite often, they'll come back and bounce off of that one. So they're not going to give these people here who want to go with the flow an opportunity to get in with a trend line, to bounce off this trend line. However, for the people they want to induce the wrong way, they're going to give them a trend line. They're going to give them a 1, 2, 3 either there or here to induce them to go short. Push 3 is pretty simple. All they want to do is just run everyone's stop losses that they get to go the wrong way. That's the people who went with the push 2 pullback that went with that direction. They also want to load the boat with traders going now the new wrong way, which is the breakout traders that are going with the movement. If they're going up, they're going to load the boat with those people. They want a lot of people jumping on. So how are they going to do it? They're going to use speed. So how do they do it? They can do it 1, 2, or 3 sub moves. If you can have you push 2, then you just have a vector just coming up into 3. It just vectors right there. Boom. It could be 1. If you got 2 sub moves in it, okay, push the first one is going to either come up very close to it, or it's going to take out push 2. And then the other one, the second movement, it just goes up there. You can't have places where it's just going to be 2 movements. Okay, now then if you have 3 movements in it, you should be able to put a clip in it. And that clip should have a very refined trail running right up there between 1, 2, and 3. Okay? And the pullback of push 2, the sub push 2, should take out the P1 trend line. What I mean by that is, remember we've got a trend line from the extreme of the push 2 pullback to the pullback of push 1. That trend line coming up, your push 2 should just nip it. Does not come way down here. It should just nip it and then take off. Your sub push 3, this part right in here, will extend 128.7 or 161.8% beyond the sub push 2 pullback. What that means is your push 2 pullback. You measure that distance and you put your fib on it and extend it up. It should come up to 128.7 or 161.8 of this movement right in here. Not this, not the push 2 pullback, but the push 3. It's sub push 2 pullback. That's what you're measuring. It's much more accurate than this one. This one will get there occasionally, but this one works the best. Now then, what you should also know, that these ratios on this push 3, they also apply to push 2. If you get 3 sub moves and push 2, these ratios should also apply along with the pullback on your push 2. Use the same ratios to look for the extremes on these things. Now then, if you're looking for a target out here, you should never just take it based on a pure extension and clip. You need something up here to shoot for. You need it to match up with some sort of a zone flip or a trap to the left. It can be the 50 line or the 00 line, or it can be a higher time for EMA, but it's got to be something off to the left that you can see. So that's pretty much the theory and observations of how you can identify the extremes of each individual move.